Good morning. I'm Macca. This is the Mac Attack, and welcome to everyone who's listening. I thought I'd take a look today at the candidates for the new Tory leader and premiership, and I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at what they're promising. Hence the title of the video: the Tory Party promises, because that's all we seem to get is promises and no action. For example, Boris Johnson's levelling up. I'm still trying to work out what levelling up really means, and nobody seems to know. That's why nobody's talking about it, and we're not seeing anything anywhere of any levelling up, no evidence. So I thought it'd be interesting to look at I think there's 12 candidates so far, and they've all come out with their brief statements and some promises that they're making to get the job, to get the gig. So I thought that would be interesting. So of the main runners and riders, here we go. We have Kiri Bakendash, apologies if I haven't pronounced the name properly, who promises focus on the essentials and lower taxes. And basically that was it from this candidate. Focus on the essentials. Well, what is the essentials? Their idea of essentials to what our idea of essentials are probably quite different. So there's no clarity there. It's a little bit hazy, a little bit foggy. Let's look at the next candidate. So Wella Braverman. I don't know anything really about this lady. I can't even remember seeing her on mainstream media anywhere. But her promises are to get rid of woke, slash regulations, destroy the rights culture and identity politics, low taxes and controlled spending. So there she's given a comprehensive list, or what she thinks is a comprehensive list of what the British people are looking for in a new leader. The next candidate is Jeremy Hunt, who didn't really say a lot in his interviews, but here are his promises. Lower taxes, again. Notice how that one keeps cropping up, and to cut business rates, and basically that's it from Jeremy. Not a lot of substance. So let's move on to the next candidate. Penny Mordaunt, who didn't make any promises at all in her interviews. She supports trans rights, and that's about it. So let's move on to the next one. Yeah, Rishi Sunak is one of the favourites, so is probably top of the list at the moment as the likely one to succeed Mr. Johnson. And his promises are fiscal prudence, tax cuts, yet Rees-Mogg Jacobs calls him a high tax chancellor, protect women's rights, and an end of the gender-neutral language. How we would achieve that, I don't know. But those are the promises of Rishi Sunak, and there's lots of question marks at the moment over Rishi, who stood up in Parliament only a few weeks ago and gave a rousing speech about cutting fuel tax and 5 pence a litre discount from the cost of petrol, which didn't materialise at all whatsoever. So let's move on to the next one. Yeah, Liz Truss is quite well known I would imagine is well known by the British public. She's been very active in her work in obtaining deals across the world. And here are her promises. Reverse national insurance increases, keep corporation tax competitive, whatever that means, lower tax, again, there we have it again, high defence spending, defeat the cultural wars, and she says that people shouldn't have the right to self-identity. So a little bit more substance from Liz Truss. Let me know what you think as to her suitability as a possible Prime Minister. Let's move on to the next one. Grant Shapps, who's said to be also be one of the favourites, who promises to make the UK the biggest economy in Europe. Well, we've been told for months that the UK is already the biggest economy in Europe. So what he means by that is, I haven't got a clue. What do you think he means by that? When we're supposed to already be the biggest economy. A bit of a slip up there by Mr. Shapps, I think. He also promises to tackle the cost of living crisis, cut personal taxes, but doesn't get involved with cultural issues at all so far. Do you think he's suitable? Let me know. The next candidate is Tom Tugendhat. I hope I've pronounced his name right as well. Tom has quite an interesting history. He's a former soldier who served the country, and his pictures that where the UK is ready for a clean start. Focus on the cost of living crisis, tax cutting, scrap and national insurance hikes, drop in fuel tax, and critical of cultural victimhood. So Tom is, I would imagine, as being a former soldier, is quite a straight hitter. And you know what you're going to get from him. And I think he might be a no-nonsense candidate. Whether he is suitable or not, that's up to the Conservative members. Let's move on to the next one. Nadeem Sahawi. This is a very interesting man. I made a video about Nadeem about a week or so ago, after he received or got a job from Boris Johnson. He got one of the top jobs in the cabinet, and then a day later called for Mr. Johnson to be removed, which to me makes him highly suspicious as his truthfulness. And I don't know about this one, but his pictures, low tax to stabilise the economy. He wants reduced corporation tax and focusing on letting children be children. Again, no details, no substance, as from most of the other candidates as well. So there you have it. There you have your candidates so far, and there's probably others going to throw their hat into the ring. We shall see. But to me, none of those statements really give any substance or hope for the British people as to who would be or would make a great Prime Minister. You know, we voted for personality in the last one, and look what happened. And all we got was lies, lies, lies. Are we going to get more of the same? Because it's the same party line that they're throwing out there. And they chuck out these little buzzwords like lower taxes, levelling up, all those kind of things. When the reality is nothing gets changed. It's all done to maintain the power of the big corporations and the global green agenda, in my opinion. So, yeah, none of those. If I had to choose one to push or two, I would probably go for Javid and Tom, the former soldier, or Liz Truss, one of those three. As for the others, I certainly wouldn't entertain them whatsoever if I was a Tory, which I am neither. I'm not a political animal, but I do observe these things. Let me know what you think. I'll be interested in understand or see what your take is on all those candidates, or even any candidates that I haven't mentioned, which I'm sure will come into the picture in the next couple of days or so. But it all seems a bit of a shambles, isn't it? It's an embarrassment. We've become an embarrassment. We're an embarrassment to ourselves. We're an embarrassment to the world. At one time or other, we used to have order, but it seems that they like the disorder, and hence order out of chaos. And they seem to enjoy this melee and mush and mash and mix of confusion and delusion that's going on right now in the country. And it's probably all done on purpose, in my opinion, to lead us into an agenda, or the agendas that we already know about, or to direct or engineer the people's mental thinking, and by using little buzzwords to condition the people to think a certain way, as, oh, that's good, oh, I like the sound, oh, levelling up. Yeah, you say, oh, I'm voting for Boris, he's going to level up. But if you ask somebody what levelling up is, nobody can explain it. Nobody has explained it whatsoever. So it'll be the same with all these little phrases, you know, that they're sounding out to the people to condition the minds into voting for them, and more importantly, to vote for the Tories in the future. Thanks for watching. My name's Macca. This is the Mac Attack. Look in again and subscribe. Have a great day.